I'm going to make this so super simple for you. Okay? You do RVPs, right? You do not have a decision to make. The team makes the decision. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I am 3 times more effective face-to-face. Zoom is a lot of work. It's a lot of energy trying to move people through a computer screen. Now, there are a lot of positives to Zoom. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how you should be building your business for the future. Does that make sense? But I don't have enough people in Houston to be running an in-office system. I'd be cutting off my nose to spite, you know that thing. Are you with me? But I have tried to do it. I have tried to make the wrong decision. Because what I want is to get back in front of the people. Make sense? But the people don't want that. So what would happen is I would end up signing a lease. We were within, it was straight God. But God really helps us, well, I say us, me against me. Right? He does that with me a lot. I'm a little hard-headed. So you have to know thyself, right? And we were days from signing a $5,000 a month lease. 4,000 square foot office, beautiful building in Houston, blah, blah, blah. The only reason we hadn't closed was the office building. We had done everything, selling everything, all the financials, everything. We're sitting around like, what's the problem? Why? It was God. Because if I had done that, it would set me back a year. Easy. Because nobody coming. Nobody coming. So here's a very easy rule for you, RVPs. If 50% of your base shop or more is local, meaning they can get to your office in 20, 30 minutes. Not just 20, 30 minutes. Big major cities, right? 20, 30 minutes to your office, 50% of your team, you should be in the office. You can grow it from there. Oh, you're going to grow fast too, by the way. You get back in the office, you're going to grow fast. But if you got 65% of your team on the computer, well, who comes to the office? And what's going to happen in your production? Have y'all ever attended a party on Zoom? Meaning there's a party there, there's a party happening. And you sit back and watch that party on Zoom. That's what you think is going to happen with your people that are already on Zoom. I'm going to still live stream it from the office. No, you're going to lose those people eventually. So you don't have a decision to make, but do know that if you can get back in the office, you're going to grow faster, you're going to be more solid, you're going to get bigger. But you can't force it. So if you RVPs, if this is your game plan, you say, no, I want to get big, I got it. Then you got to start getting directs in your area. You got to shut off the rest of the country. And I know what you're saying. Oh, I can have people in Ohio, and I can have people in California, and I can have this. But are you, okay, downside to Zoom? People development and relationship. It's extremely transactional, which is awesome. Awesome. That'll never change. I don't know if we will ever, John, be a 8 to 10 kitchen of 10 appointment table at somebody's house. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. Does that make sense? But I think people will eventually get back into office. So that was bonus coverage for what he's for. Go ahead, man. Oh, about the Zoom thing? Look at golf. I didn't understand what you already said. So, I did not understand. Good. Okay, so she said developing money-making leg things. When you find that out, let me know. Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't go to your second one, but we can have it. Oh, no. the truth is, you can't do any of that. It comes through numbers. It is. You can't. I'm a great trainer. I got an unbelievable system. But I need players. I'm always telling my base, they hate this, but it's a frame of reference for them. I'm always talking about the original base shop, the original base shop, the original base shop. Just like Dick Walker is always talking about you and Scotty and all these people that were in his original base shop. It's just, they were just cut from a different cloth. Does that make sense? It's nothing. I just found the right people, put them in my environment, and I set a tone that way. But if you don't have the players, see, at the end of the day, you say, well, who's going to win the national championship in football this year? Before y'all start talking about all these, okay. Well, I can tell you who ain't going to. The team that ain't got 3 or 4 All-Americans on it. See, Bill Parcells said, if you're going to win the Super Bowl, you must have at least 4 All-Pros on your roster. Now, you tell me who won the Super Bowl in the last decade that didn't have it. And I can tell you whoever's going to be in the Super Bowl this year, they're going to have it. And let me tell you what you ain't got. You ain't got no All-Pros. Now, here's the thing you got to do. You got to get the most out of the team you have until the All-Pros come. I don't know how long that's going to be, but you can make a cajillion dollars in the process. This is what people don't understand about Primerica. We all want a team we can override and not have to work and make all this money. But the experience for most people in Primerica is not going to be that. But these same people make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. They're saving their money. They're living an unbelievable life. So the end of the story is that you gotta run through the numbers. Now the thing that would help is having a system that encourages people to recruit so that you get introduced to more talent. You gotta create a system where people, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, people prospect. How are we going to build a business, right? An organization of people. And you don't have a solid group of people that are prospecting every day. I'll give you a sneak peek on that.
How about that?
We're going to talk about inboxing and social media responsibility. And I do understand, I know where I am, I know what state I'm in, I know you're the #1 culprits in the entire country. Maybe not all in this room. I am definitely hating because I'm a stockholder. And I have children that I would like this business to go to. And if we keep irresponsibly inboxing hundreds and hundreds of random people a day, there will not be an opportunity 10 years from now. This is not a joke. Can we, see, I was going to say that a different way. I haven't been at a school in a while. I would like for you to get some courage and start prospecting face to face again. Because 1 or 2 names and numbers in the street is better than 100 random inboxes. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid too. I'm afraid there's not going to be an opportunity because you're just out there, want to make some money, next, want to make some money, next, want to make some money, next. And they know it's Primerica because we're all connected. This country isn't that big. You think it is, it's not. So the same person has been hit in the inbox 12 times. You don't think any of those 12 times, right? They turn around and say, what is this all about again? Oh, it's Primerica. You know, she'll get a new rep. Oh, it's Primerica, New York Stock Exchange. Oh, man, they just gave our name out, too. when somebody tries to legitimately come along and sit down with their own cousin to talk to them about this business, they've been hit 15 times in their inbox by random strangers.
My goodness.
If you're going to grow your business, let's grow it. Just walk up to them. Hey, excuse me, sir. I don't mean to bother you. Just want to give you my business card. Let's go life insurance. What was your life insurance outside of your job? You got kids? You have a child. No, you didn't. God, if something were to happen to you, what's going to happen to them? Yeah, you know what? We should exchange numbers. Please run me some numbers. By the way, did you know still make additional income without looking for it? Why don't we do that 3 or 4 times a day? Why don't we do that 3 or 4 times a day? Let me do that at the national convention. How about that, John? Prospecting 101 in the street.
Yeah. Love
I don't know if that answers your question, but okay, we're good. Did you have your part 2? That was heard about it. Go ahead, ma'am.
I am expanding on the question she asked. What are the top 3 characteristics that you look for in a quality person that you want to work with personally?
It's not 3, but that's good. This goes back, well, no. I mean, this goes back to Hector, right? You're looking for somebody that's competitive, work ethic, people skills. I'm missing one, John. Credibility. That ain't changed. It ain't gonna change. And every single one of those are crucial. Any one of those, they lose. Yeah, credibility, competitive, work ethic, people skills. They're gonna fall short in their Primerica journey. By the way, I like it. I like it. Yes, coachable. Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it. Throw coachable in there for sure. Absolutely. The key is understanding that if you looked at the RVPs in the room, I'm telling you, they are above average on all of those 5. We threw coachable in there. Above average on all of those 5. And I think that you can work on probably all of them except credibility. Because if you didn't come with credibility, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
This is a side note for you recruiting and field training people. If you can't get an appointment with your mama,
Something's wrong. My God.
I don't think this is for you. There's a credibility issue there. If you can't get your mama to buy it. I'm talking about she had health issues, you know. I mean, she just said, I don't want it. Your mama said that. I don't think we need to be working together. Your best friend is not a client. Your actual best friend, your maid of honor at your wedding has State Farm. It was $5 cheaper. Are you serious? Now, y'all can't do nothing about that credibility. People say, well, you can't teach somebody to be competitive. Yes, you can. You apply enough pressure, put them in the right situations. And I'm a master at that. Well, we're going to see how competitive you are. I got a guy who's my next vice president in my base shop. And there was another guy in another one of my RVPs. Both of their names are Justin. Both of their names are Justin. And so they were speaking on one of our Super Saturdays. And I said, well, I'm not going to sit here and keep calling both of y'all Justin. So the one with the most numbers is going to be Justin. You don't get to have a name anymore because it's confusing. I'm saying Justin, both of y'all trying to answer. So we got to go with who got the top numbers. So the next month, my guy had less numbers, and I called him by his middle name. What's your middle name? We can't call you. And his middle name was actually Ramon, but I was calling him Ramen. I said, no, coach, it's Ramon. No, it's Ramen. happening because the numbers is low just like the wrong. See, but I want to see how do you respond? And he came with the numbers. Yeah, you see, I'm Justin again. Yeah, you Justin again now. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those things. Yes. Yes.
Joe, in the process of becoming $1 million earner, was there an income level that you were comfortable at? And what did you do to push yourself beyond it?
It's not unique to me. And some of the RVPs, income level of before $1 million that you kind of get stuck. You're comfortable at was the question. It's not unique to me. I call it the trap income in Primerica, and it's 200.
Oh, wow.
It is common.
Wow.
It is 200. 200,000. Now I know where y'all are. So some of you brand new people like, that sounds good to me. I was at 200,000 for about 12 years.
Wow.
And there's a reason why, Alan. The reason why is 200, not 100. Especially today. 200 is where life changes. We'll just call it 20 grand a month. It's easier to think of it in terms of a month. You get to $20,000 a month and it's solid, your life about to change. You're about to be driving different, you're going to get a different house, right? You're going to travel more, you're going to save more money. I'm just telling you, life is good. And at that point, man, who asked the question, at that point, you got some decisions to make about how dirty do you want to get from here. How do you really? That's what the John and I struggle with, Charlemagne and whatnot. Because we go that when we both like to make $2 million, absolutely. Okay. But do you want to get 3, 4 names, numbers every day, make maybe 10, 15, 20 calls a day? Do you want to do 8 to 10 appointments? I don't know. That's something we got to answer.
I do.
But that is the trap. 200. So the thing is, now the good thing is, that I used to tell the base shop this all the time. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So if I'm telling you, you're in somebody's base shop right now, you're about to go RVP in the next 6 months. You go on RVP before the convention. I told you where the trap was. Keep going. Like, don't even consider slowing down. Because to get it going again. See, the biggest thing for those of you that are going to make a run, it's all good as long as you keep running. If you just stop for a moment and be like, whoo, you're going to stay stuck there 2 years. Keep going. Now, what you learn to do, let me help you. What you must learn to do is rest periodically. Slow down. Don't stop. So during our $1 million run, we went from 250 to $1 million in 2.5 years. Legit, by the way. You know, people do things real fast nowadays. It's kind of legit. You know, grew codes, grew RVPs, grew people, all that kind of stuff, right? But that was pretty much Primerica morning, noon, and night for 2.5 years. Like hardcore. But what we did is that we would rest periodically, right? It's just like the Bible tells you what to do. When God created the world, He created it in how many days?
6.
And on the 7th day, He did what?
Rest.
God don't need no rest. Wait a minute now. Okay. So He created the world in how many days?
6.
And on the 7th day, He?
Rest.
Who needs the rest? You got to operate your business that way. So you're running for a big base shop goal, right? You're going after, man, we're trying to get to a $50,000 base shop, right? When you get there, take a 4-day trip. You said 7-day trip? No, I said 4 days. You said go to Europe for 10 days? I said 4 days. And it's planned. See, when we built a business, Alan, we only traveled like Primerica traveled. See all these folks building a business today, and they're in all the places we at, and they regional leaders. We see them at the resort with us. What are you doing here? I'm in Primerica. Well, what level are you? You SVP. Oh, I'm a regional leader. What are you doing here? just waiting for Primerica to say where we was going. Where we going? We going to Bahamas. Woo! We going to Miami. Woo! Because that's where we was going to travel. But it needs to be planned. But there is none of this. Oh, I'm just going to run. I'm just going to work. Grind time. No. You're going to run yourself into the ground. So you got to be periodic about it, right? You got to learn to rest in your year, in your month, in your week, in your day. See, I learned that during the pandemic. See, we ran a $100,000 base shop, right, for 18 months during the pandemic. I was working my ass off. And I had to learn to put 30-minute buffers in between my appointments. I was doing them back to back to back. I wouldn't have seen the light of day. I would literally just walk out of my home, just be like, whew. You gotta learn how to do that, right? At the end of the month, right? You hit your numbers, reward yourself, well, spa day, or do whatever the case. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna allow you to run harder, longer. Every quarter, take you about a 4-day trip. And it gives your family something to look forward to too. Right? It ain't gonna be all this work. Make sense? Okay, go.